We're done.
Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize for the late commencement of the program due to some unforeseen circumstances. And as tradition demands, we are going to start with prayers. Let's pray in our individual ways before we kickstart the program proper. And God answer all our prayers. Program host, and we welcome all of you to the official unveiling of Team Kaba and the official launching of Team Kaba's Manifesto. Hopefully that will steer the affairs of Gambian football for the next 4 years. And we welcome all of you, starting with the high table. If I mention Lamin Kababajo, the current president of the Gambia Football Federation, I will also mention all the team members, all his team members. Members of the press, you are also highly welcome. And when I say members of the press, I'll start by acknowledging the presence of our doyen, that is of course Mr. Papsen. He was seated here. I also acknowledge the presence of Captain Laus, who is present here. He is a monument of Gambian football, have represented us at different levels, particularly with Walidan, the most decorated club, and with our national team. We also welcome team reps and everybody present here. And Team Kaba have achieved monumental achievements in the history of Gambian football. And if we only say our participation in the African Cup of Nations, that is enough to boast up with. Gambia was ranked 150, played in the preliminaries. We were nearly knocked out by Djibouti. We all prayed, stood down to the great mighty Lord to give us victory that particular day. We can all remember the heroics of Moduchu, who saved us that particular day. From there, we of course were pitted in a very, very difficult group. Against all odds, we made it, and on that famous day, 25 March at the Independence Stadium, that historic goal by Hassan Cisse, the entire Gambia celebrated. And that monumental achievement was steered by this very team. Most of the members of this very team were there. And not only that, so many other monumental achievements in terms of course, player development, in terms of coaches, in terms of expansion of the league, in terms of medics, in terms of refereeing, all were steered by these very people that are sitting here to ask for the stakeholders another mandate. And without wasting much of your time, I'll invite the chairman of the media committee, that is Suleiman Sow, to deliver his opening remarks before President Kaba takes over the mic. Mr. Sow?
Thank you, Sir Tijan. Warm welcome, everyone. We welcome you here to Team Kaba's official and unveiling of the manifesto. My name is Suleiman Sow, as you all know, and I'm the CEO of Capital FM, and also Sir Tijan Benson. I am the chairman for the media committee. So we welcome you all, and I'm also the president of Wabanjo Football Club. Thank you, Pasamba, for reminding. We are here basically to officially launch our new plan and hooked roadmap alongside its drivers to steer toward Gambian football for the next 4 years. With, of course, a mandate from the stakeholders. We believe it's time to have a feel-good factor into Gambian football, and I believe this is the winning team to do it. So I welcome you all, and without wasting time, I will to Sheikh Tijan to introduce President Kaba for what we are all here for.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Suleiman. And I'll briefly, of course, introduce members of the high table before Kaba comes to talk about the achievements of the past 4 years. On my immediate left is Auntie Adenjai, and I guess everybody knows Auntie Adenjai. She is an embodiment of football support. She's an embodiment of sacrificing for the cause. And of course, we will later, of course, tell you the position that she will be hoping to accommodate or occupy if we are granted, of course, mandate. Next to him is Senabu Cham, well-known Senabu Cham. Next is, of course, Mr. Bakari Jame. He's a household name of Gambian football. And Kaba is next to Mr. Jame, and then we have Mr. Igufai. And right here on the next row is, of course, Captain, Major, Lieutenant Colonel Falcons Musa Jame. Well, growing up, I've watched him play football, and of course, he was a no-nonsense midfield player. Very good, both on tackling and winning the ball. And next to him is, of course, John Mendy. John, we all know, is a retired FIFA referee, have represented the Gambia at the highest level. And he's not only a referee, but a football administrator. He combines the two, knowledge in football and, of course, a great deal of administrative skills. And next to him is a personal friend in Modu Musanjai. Modu Musanjai is here representing a whole generation that supported Gambian football from the grassroots, taking their own money, spending it on the national team. If you hear the name, of course, Alaji Usain Njai, you all know the sacrifices he has done for Gambian football. There is no particular team here over the years that have not benefited from the generosity of Modu Musanjai, from the generosity of course, his son, Alaji Usain Njai, and he continued that trend, and he is doing what his parents, of course, we are hoping that he would be still doing. And of course, next to Modu Musanjai, excuse me, let me get my things right. I was carried away by the achievement of, the introduction of Modu Musanjai, since he's a personal friend. Next to Modu Musa is no other than, yes, Ramundao. Ramundao also, she is an embodiment of supporting female football, have been doing that for many years, and hopefully she will be giving the mandate to continue in that trend. And next to Ramu is Chumban. Growing up, we've seen Chumban supporting football. We were younger, and it was very, very difficult back then to see any female being associated to football. And Auntie Ared have set the trend, and the likes of Chumban have followed suit. And since our teenage ages, we've seen her doing that, and she continues in that trend. So hopefully, Chumban would also have the possibility to continue the very good work she has done over the years. And of course, next to Chumban is, of course, Maimuna Kante. Maimuna also have done a great job at the regional level, and still doing a very, very good job when it comes to female football. So briefly, that is members of the high table. We'll have a brief introduction of their profile later on. But as of now, I will, of course, hand over the mic to Mr. Kaba Baju, and Mr. Kaba would give us the honors of delivering something very, very important, and that importance is the achievements of the last 4 years. That is the scorecard, because as I said, Gambian football have strided very, very, very high over the past 4 years. So Kaba will give us a taste of those particular achievements briefly.
Thank you, Sir Tijan, Master of Ceremonies. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Abdullah Sise, National Assembly Member and President of PSB Belingara, Alhaji Papa Sen, doyen in Gambian sports and football in particular in terms of reporting and keeping records. Alhaji Kaba Manifesto, a retired national team player and a former technical director of Gambia Football Association then and GFF now. Captain Laos, whose accolades in Gambian football, I think I wouldn't have enough time Mr. Lamin Owens, Mr. Lord Bana, my team. They are welcome. Maybe the younger ones wouldn't know, but those of us who had the privilege of living this gentleman, seeing this gentleman play football in this country, can only adore them. Ali Badra Jaju, my brother from Dar es Salaam, is one of the few from the provincial Gambia or beyond the Greater Banjul area to have the opportunity of playing the national team. He's here with us. John Bass, one of the younger retired ones due to ill health, and is also president of Gambia Players Association. Mr. Mafuji Jada, also a former player of the national team. Our own Falcons, Lieutenant Colonel Musa Jame, as the chairman alluded to, is another pride in Gambian football. I cannot proceed without recognizing their presence here. These are the people who saw yesterday and are there with us today. Our own brother and elder brother also, until 2 months ago, or barely 2 months ago, president of the KM Regional Football Association, and also the first vice president of Greater Banjul, Yusuf Samba. As my view is covered, I apologize if there is any former player at national level whose name I did not mention. My apologies to you. But I recognize all of you, not today, but because of yesterday. And it's a pride for us to be associated with you. Take your time and attend this very hot afternoon ceremony here. We are grateful. Thank you very much. And especially Mr. Papsen and Alaji Tebasisi. Despite your age and ill health, you struggle to be here. I know how it takes for some of you to move, and taking time and coming all the way here, we can only say thank you very much. Also recognize the presence of Mr. Hassan Cham, a retired FIFA referee. He's a member of the GFF refereeing committee, and some of our invited guests, President Jabi and the others. You are welcome. Club presidents, presidents of regional football associations, presidents and representatives of the Allied GFF Allied associations, members of the greater football family, our host, the owner and manager and management of Oasis house or building or garden, Mr. Will Abrahams, who is also the chairman of Team Kaba campaign team. We are very grateful for according us this luxurious, hospitality by hosting this very important event at your premises. Distinguished members of Team Kaba, our friends and colleagues from the media who turned out in their numbers, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My task here today is not an easy one. Because 4 years is not neither 4 days, nor 4 weeks or 4 months, it's 4 years. And anybody who has been following Gambian football, I'm not talking of the last 8 years, I'm just talking about the 4 years from 2018 to today. The achievements and successes that we achieve together are too much to be enumerated in this small document. Thus, we just make a summary, reminding ourselves. Because 4 years ago, we sat before you and launched a manifesto which has stipulated some promises, our aims and our aspirations. And coming back to you again, requesting for a mandate to renew the term, we felt it's incumbent upon us to take stock of what has happened in the past 4 years. Thus, I read briefly through the document, which will be circulated to you later. Together with our partners, the government in particular, today the Gambia is a respectable football nation worldwide. We have seen how the Scorpions qualified for its maiden AFCON, where it eventually finished 6th in Cameroon at the beginning of this year. Our other categories of national teams, both men and women, have registered remarkable strides in the past 4 years. Absolute decentralization of football has been achieved in the Gambia under my leadership, with every region now represented in the National League. We continue to ensure that our league clubs at both national and regional levels are supported financially, materially, as well as conducting capacity building programs to be able to honor their competitive commitments. These supports are done across the gender divide. In the last 8 years, there is absolute separation of powers between the executive committee and the secretariat staff. We have never missed a single AGM where we present our reports, audited accounts of the previous year, present the budget for the upcoming year, and many resolutions, all of which have been approved by the members after often lengthy but constructive and objective debate. Today we also enjoy improved relations with the government of the Gambia, FIFA, CAF, and WAFU-A, where we belong, as well as many sister member associations and federations. We have also introduced, for the first time in the history of Gambian football, in fact, in the history of Gambian politics, term limits to serving members of the executive. Thus, the term that we are looking for will be our last term, inshallah Rabbi. The objective is to avert or to deter people who may have the intention of perpetuating themselves into power, many without much reasons. We have developed and implemented clear and precise grassroots football development programs in collaboration with FIFA and CAF and the Gambia Schools Football Association. Giant strides are also made in the area of women's football development, and I can confidently say that gone are the days when parents and society frown at girls and women who play football because of the policy direction, actions and partnership with FIFA and other relevant stakeholders that we at the GFF have taken. Infrastructure is one of the key factors impeding the rapid development of the game in the country and on the continent in its entirety. This one area we have our biggest challenges during the last 4 years, and we never shy away from talking about it. The Executive Committee committed itself to use some of FIFA 4 development support funds to gradually improve the existing football pitches used for national leagues like in Banjul, Brikama, Serekunda East, West Manjai, and Serekunda West. Construct new sites in Gunjur and Blue Sobara, and then the Biri football pitch at the National Technical Training Center in Old Union, and improve the Bakau Mini Stadium and to complete the summer pavilion we got started earlier. My team also have plans to construct 5 regional fields in the provinces, and the construction of a swimming pool at the football hotel, which is at an advanced stage. Alas, due to administrative delay, slow in accessing of the funds from the FIFA, and challenges with consultants and contractors, significant delays happen, impacting negatively on this project, which have a direct impact on grassroots football and also national football finals. I want to elaborate. These challenges we are confronting, as numerous as they are, we will not shy from them. We will continue until we put them behind us. And inshallah, there's kind of light at the end of the tunnel that in the coming months, some of these challenges will be history. As you are aware, Banjul and Brikama will soon be up for use in the next coming days. I'm not talking of weeks, but in the next coming days, inshallah, the Gambian people who have been, the football players who have been yearning for such infrastructure for the past 3 or 4 years, inshallah will have the test of those infrastructure, and the others will follow suit. Going through the various areas of development, developing a strong institution. The team Kaba have improved governance within the federation by ensuring there is absolute separation of powers between elected officers and staff. The executive committee sets the policies while the senior management is solely responsible for its implementation. In terms of governance, once again, the executive committee strictly adheres to the FIFA-approved constitution of the GFF and meets regularly for the management of the strategic direction of GFF. All subcommittees and judicial organs of the federation meetings and these are conducted in line with the GFF constitution. You are aware, since taking office in 2014, we've never missed our annual general meeting. Okay. We all know it's a big challenge to organizations and associations in this country. But we can pride ourselves that we ensure that before the end of the year, an AGM is conducted where all the documents were up for approval or otherwise by the stakeholders are presented. We also, as I said in the summary, did very well to improve the relationship with the government. We all know before 2014, the relationship between the Gambia government and the previous football administrators. As a former minister of youth sports of this country, and also a former holder of many cabinet positions, I'm fully aware of this often battles and wars. But alhamdulillah, from 2014, except the few break we had with the past cabinet minister, things have been improving, and this has encouraged and give government the confidence to put in more money into football, especially to the national teams, which is unprecedented in all the areas. As we speak also, we are able to maintain a clean sheet with FIFA and CAF in terms of complying with rules and regulations, in terms of meeting our financial, administrative, and governance regulations. We are one federation, as small as we are, who have never received even a yellow flag from FIFA in terms of our reports on the finances. Nowadays, football administration is very easy. FIFA is very transparent. Anybody can go to FIFA website and get any information. Even if you want to preserve the audited accounts of Gambia Football Federation year ending December 2021, you can access it. So there's no secret about it. And we all seen in the media in the past, the Gambia Football Federation has been commended and has been all paraded as an example in so many FIFA regional and transcontinental meetings where compliance with the forward regulations and the FIFA rules in terms of management and accounting of the funds are concerned. I won't want to embarrass him, but this gentleman sitting on my right hand, Mr. Bakar Jame, with the Finance Director KMO Sise and his General Secretary, has always stood high in the midst of their colleagues during these meetings we are often held on the continent. So we are very proud that we are doing everything possible to ensure that we comply with rules and regulations. Hence, we've never had, as I said, not even a yellow flag, much more a red flag. So this is something which is very important. As I said also, the issue of time limit was mentioned. And also we have, over the years, also established very good bilateral relationship with some of our sister federations and associations. A few of them, the Kingdom of Morocco Royal Football Federation of Morocco, you are well aware. If the Gambia Football Federation want to send any team to Morocco now for a training camp tomorrow, not only they will issue us immediately visa free, they will provide full hotel accommodation, full board, provide us with all the logistics, including ground transportation, as long as we stay there. And this is a big cut in terms of funds related to national team activities. All we need to do is just to buy our air tickets and land there. This we have enjoyed severally. These are some people question why do you go to Morocco. Not only now they have the best facilities on the continent as anybody today. Everybody is going there because the government and the federation invest a lot in that, and the private sector is on top of issues. I would say they have excess funds, and now they are really sharing with colleagues. Same goes with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We also signed a bilateral relationship with them, and I'm sure you'll see about 1 year ago we've distributed an assortment of refereeing uniforms, materials, and kits which were donated by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This is why you see your referees, they are often never ever been distressed in matches. And if you've seen the match commissioners in their tracksuit, blue and red tracksuits in all matches. And these are the fruits of the relationship with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And also, for the first time in this sports, a club playing in the first division of this country through the bilateral relationship was able to go to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, for 14 days with a 40-man team. Other than the air tickets that they bought, everything else was gratis by the Saudi. And this was Walidan Football Club last year. and is open to any other club to venture. We also have signed an MOU, also is with the European Football Federation, with the Spanish Football Federation. There's an existing bilateral relationship with us, and then recently, almost a year or so, they also sent some assortment of football materials in terms of balls and other materials. And then there's another one pending, has already been finalized, but couldn't be signed because of the activities, their preparations for the World Cup. That's with Qatar. The draft has already been finalized. It just depends on signatures on it. Hoping maybe during the World Cup we'll have the chance to sign it. And similar negotiations will advance between us and our colleagues in the United Arab Emirates. So these are things really we also are putting Gambian football in the limelight. Notwithstanding, they are not sleeping. They are watching our development. They are watching our progress, and they know that we are not what we used to be. There are massive development, and hence their trust and confidence in partnering with us. Today, the Gambia is a respected football nation thanks to our vision, strategic planning, hard work of the executive and the general football family. The Scorpions male national team. We promised 4 years ago that as part of our campaign ahead of 2018 Gambia Football Federation Elective Congress, we promised to ensure Scorpions ever qualification to AFCON final by 2021 or at least 2023. I think we are all celebrating our unprecedented participation in it just in the 2021 AFCON final held in Cameroon earlier this year. The achievements, as I said, could not be overemphasized. We don't want to take much of your time with that. But another history has been broken recently. For the first time ever, Gambia was able to see herself in 5 categories of the Continental Football Awards. I think this is, I'm not sure whether maybe we are all thinking along the same line, but I think it's something that every Gambian should jump to and celebrate. No continent has that. We never had that. Let me accept that. The team of the year, the coach of the year, the player of the year, the young player, and also interclub female. As the shortlisting proceeded, now we have our coach who remains in the competition, and we are looking forward for us to grab the award. But the mere fact of this being shortlisted in these categories are no small achievements for us. Please, let's celebrate. For the under-20 male national team, we promised to qualify and win the AFCON under-20 championship and qualify for the FIFA under-20 World Cup. The achievement will be said. We're building on from the 2018 UEFA Cup winner, Marango's charges secured qualification to the 2021 AFCON finals in Mauritania by winning the UEFA A title in 2020. The young Scorpions finished third in Mauritania, equaling our highest ever finish since 2007. The team also qualified for the 2021 World Cup in Indonesia, but competition was cancelled as a result of the COVID pandemic. Several players from that team have since signed professional contracts with European clubs. The under-20 technical setup also consists of ex-Scorpions, prominent among which is former goalkeeper George Glover, who served as a goalkeeper coach. National male under-20, under-17 rather. We promised to ensure qualification for the team in 2021 AFCON. The achievement. Our efforts were frustrated after the unjustified disqualification of our team for purportedly failing an MRI test in the regional WAFU qualifiers. These results were delivered to us after we already secured qualification to the semi-finals. And ironically, the same players who were deemed average over 8 passed 2 separate MRI tests conducted by the same hospital under the supervision of staff doctors. Former Gambian skipper Blai Bojang has been appointed as head coach of the team 2019, and he's been assisted by another Gambian legend, the passing of Abdul Jamil, commonly known as T-Boy. The Queen Scorpions female A national team, the promise was to ensure our maiden AFCON qualification in 2022. The achievement. The Queen Scorpions lost in the final round of qualifiers in the last 2 consecutive editions. After the formation of the women's national team, we played our first international friendly in 2017 against Guinea-Bissau. However, the team included in the FIFA rankings by the Global Football Governing Body in 2019. We are currently ranked 17th in Africa and number 122 in the world, those indicating a great leap in the women's football development. Under 20 female national team. The promise was to qualify for AFCON 2022. The under 20 women's team was also registered to take part in the World Cup qualifiers for the first time and missed out on the place in France 2022 to Morocco in the final round of qualifiers. The team lost to Ghana in the final stage of AFCON qualifier 2 years prior. The league development and club support. Clubs are supported both in terms of finance, materials and capacity building programs, all geared towards professionalizing the league. Leagues and clubs are the lifeblood of football. Over the years, 9 executives have a roadmap to ensure that not only football is played in the Greater Banjul area, but across the length and breadth of the country. The first and second division leagues for both male and female are strengthened, and third division leagues established in all the regions. The National League development. The promise to expand the domestic first and second division leagues by giving a truly national character. Achievement. Today, every region, including the furthest, the Upper River region, has a team in the National League. Unlike before the current leadership took over in 2014, when the league didn't play beyond the borders of Africa. We committed ourselves to increase the number of teams in both male and female in the first and second division leagues, and this has been done consistently. In the most recent season, the main first division has increased from 14 to 16 teams, while the second division also saw the addition of 2 further teams to 18. The women's first division also increased from 6 to 8, while the second division increased from 6 to 10. We continue to build the capacity of teams and their personnel especially in the usage of our online player registration system, otherwise known as the PRS. We have also introduced an online system that deals with both local and international transfers, called the transfer marking system. We have also trained 45 match commissioners and coordinators to be able to cope with the increase in the number of matches that come with the expansion of the league. The UEFA Assist League Development Program. Through a UEFA support for league development, we continue to build the capacity of the administrators in club licensing, income generation, governance, operational, financial, management, digital, social media, and the brand. A successful 3-day workshop was held at the National Technical Training Center at Old Window, where all 16 Division 1 clubs were represented and was conducted by UEFA experts. The drive is part of our efforts to professionalize the league and make it financially independent. Support to clubs. The promise was to continue to support all clubs in the National League, both male and female, to defray some of their running costs and build capacity of officials through the CAM project in our drive to professionalize the league. By the way, the word CAM, C-A-R-M, was never a FIFA project. This was coined by the Gambia Football Federation Executive 2014 and the brainchild is gentleman Bakar Jame. C-A-R-M, coaches, administrators, referees, and medics. This has nothing to do with FIFA. We use this to access funds to the development. I overheard somebody saying that FIFA's CAM project. The achievement. Since the inception of Team Kaba in 2014, we have ensured that no member pays a registration fee to Football House for any of our competitions. In addition, clubs are supported annually through the approved budget for preparatory money and transport support. And these budgets are approved annually by the General Assembly. The figures based on their approval. If they have the authority and the mandate to decide the figures. From 2019 to 2021, the following cash support was given to clubs in the first and second division. Like male division 1, 2019, 1.3 million, 802,500. 2020, 1.2 million, 2021, 476,500. Male division 2, 2019, 2.9, almost 3 million, 2021, 1.550, and 2021, 1.124. Division 1 female, 2019, 625,000, 2020, 500,000, 2021, 91,000. Division 2 female, 795,000 female, 2019, 2020, 1.1 million, 2020, and 2021, 418,000. CAF Clubs Championship. GFF has taken up on itself since 2014 that financial support is extended to all the clubs that qualify to participate in CAF championships. Financial support of 250,000 per club, and also a 5 days full board accommodation at the football hotel for both legs. 610,150 was given as financial support in 2019. In 2020 it was 1.287, and 2021 360,000. In the 2021-2020 season, the following supports are being implemented. Division 1, male Division 1, 100,000 for preparation and 100,000 for transport. That's a total of 200,000. Second Division male, 50,000 preparation and 100,000 transport, 150,000 for the year. First Division female, 100,000 preparation and 100,000 transport. Second Division, 50,000 preparation and admin, and then transport 100,000, 150,000. This is what is currently being implemented in this current system. Patim, yeah, this Patim. This is the also the GFF Supports Club that represent the country in Capital Club Championships to the tune of $250,000 each, plus free accommodation society earlier. Sponsorship for the league. Secure sponsorship for all leagues of the GFF. This is what we promised in the last manifesto 2018. But the achievements, sponsorship remains a major challenge to the administration over the years. The Kaba executive have tried on many occasions to secure sponsorship from various leagues with little success. Recently, we signed an agreement with Baluo, a microfinance company based in Spain, as one of the sponsorship for the domestic First Division League beginning 2022-2023, season to the tune of $25,000. Yes, let me interject. We will say you cannot secure sponsorship. That's a national phenomenon. We all know how it works. We need the collaboration of government in this, and we are engaged there. If Kawabajo and Sons Company want to invest $1 million in Real Banjo as a business, at least I want that $1 million to touch in terms of tax. But our tax system is yet to provide that incentive to businesses and investors. This is the obstacle. And the businessman also would want to give money and pay tax money. But as I said, these are things, the way of football is growing, the indications are very encouraging. The government is looking into this aspect, and this will help us in our other drive to develop this challenge. As a former minister, former sports minister, I know when we organized the Zone 2 here in 1997, I was chairman of the organizing committee. I knew what it took for us to organize and to get some money from the private sector. It was almost zero. It was almost zero. Let me give a little bit of history. We had to go to the parliament to encourage the majority at the time to amend the anti-tobacco advertisement bill. At least for that period, to open up and allow tobacco to advertise. This was forced on us by Marlboro because they wanted to come and support. You can see how far we had to go because much of the businesses were not coming in. That's why we were able to have at least a reasonable amount of money from that Marlboro. But we had to go and play with the national law just to be able to do that. And that law has since been back, and it's a no-go area like many other countries. So the reason of lack of sponsorship for the league and football and many other sports is the issue. But as I said, the encouragements are very high in terms of government's understanding and amenability to this task of seeing how they can accommodate business and investors they can focus and support football. We also signed a television broadcast deal with FIFA through its FIFA Plus initiative. 11 Sports is responsible for the broadcasting of this program for the First Division male and female leagues, and will also generate revenue and will be shared among the participating clubs. Our domestic leagues continue to broadcast to a global audience through IPTV by our own in-house TV&MEDIA as well as other online television platforms in this country. Women football development. Under the Team Kaba administration in the past 4 years, giant strides are made in the area of women's football development in the Gambia. And as I alluded to in the executive summary, I think these ladies, beautiful ladies sitting behind me and in front of me, could attest to that. Women's football is now played throughout the country, both first and second division clubs. We have teams in the second division from LRR and from the North Bank. And I'm sure in the coming season we may have surprises from the other parts of the country. The promise was to bring women's football at par with men's football. Women are now in decision-making organs in women's football and GFL. The president of the Women's Football Association, chairperson of the Women's Football Committee, is a woman who is also an executive member of the GFL. Senator Cham has gone through many FIFA leadership programs, both home and abroad. And also awareness and capacity building. Over the years, numerous awareness and capacity building programs are implemented significantly, bridging the gap in the women's football area. Increase of women's football teams to increase player pool. The more teams, the more players we have. Introduction of a regional third division league in all regions, financial except 102, financial and material support women's team. And in the launching of the Fatim Jawara initiative, which is an empowerment project by FIFA, which is aimed to honor in the memory of late Gambian former national player Fatim Jawara, who perished in high seas en route to train the pastures. This is a program that's going to be in a form of income generation for girls who are playing football, so that they know that during and after football, they can still be engaged in their own petty business and continue playing football. And when they retire from football, they will have at least some economic power to enable them live and to discourage whoever would want to follow the path of Fatim Jawara. The program has been launched. Implementation has started gradually. Regional football development. The promise was to ensure the third division men and women leagues have been established by each of the 7 administrative regional football associations. These quotations are in line with what we have in our 2018 manifesto. For comparison purposes, you can dig into the records and compare what I'm reading here and what we promised, so that at least you have a better idea to prove me wrong or right. The achievement today. Today there is a functioning third division league across the country, and it serves as the national third division league in our football pyramid. Since their establishment, we have an influx in the promotion of provincial teams playing in national league system. Lower River region has the greatest share with 3 teams currently competing in the men's second division in the shapes of Before Yukiang, West, Jara West, and Dibapel, as well as 2nd Infantry Battalion of the North region, who have since been relegated. But we have the Medical FC of CRR and also Wagadu from the UR. In the women's category, Lower Nyomi FC, Hearts FC of North Bank, and Hearts FC of LRR, the young icons of Rafin, compete in National League. In fact, until the promotion of Gambia in 2018, no team beyond the borders of Trikama had ever played in National League. The third division teams for the women. Banjul, for the regional third division teams, January. Banjul 24 male, 4 female. KM 20 male, 8 female. West Coast 24 male, 8 female. LRR 10 male, 8 female. North Bank 12 male, 8 female. CRR 20 male, 8 female. And UR 16 male and 8 female. These are the composition of the various leagues, the composition of the leagues in the provinces and regions. Administrative support to regions. The promise was to provide technical, administrative, and financial support to all 7 regional football associations to assist them organize third division leagues and develop football in their various regions. The achievements under the FIFA Performance Project, all regional football association offices were equipped with solar panels, solar powered energy, office furniture, computers, and printers. We have also appointed admin and finance officers as well as regional coaches for each region. And in some instances, some regions have 2 coaches because the geographic size. And the admin and finance officers, as well as the coaches, are on the payroll of the Gambia Football Federation. And the coaches also are provided with motorbikes to ease their movement. Regional coaches. The regional coaches are responsible for the implementation of grassroots programs in these regions, while the finance and admin officers are responsible for the administration and finance and management through the supervision of GFA Finance and Technical Department. Regional and allied associations are also supported like clubs and solos. Banjul in 2019, 169,737, 2020, 200,000, 2021, 450,000. Carnival Municipality, 167,230 in 2019. In 2020, 200,000. In 2021, 300,000. The West Coast region, 270,294 in 2019, 450,000 in 2020, and 300,000 in 2021. The Lower River region, 506,570 in 2019, 200,000 in 2020, and 300,000 in 2021. The North Bank region, 272,237 in 2019, 242,000 in 2020, and 300,000 in 2021. The Central River region, 170,294 in 2019, 200,000 in 2020, and 300,000 in 2021. The Upper River region, 267,230 in 2019, and 200,000 in 2020, and 2021, 300,000. In the 2022 budget, the following financial support are being implemented. Each of regional FA will receive 200,000 for admin and 800,000 for their program, a total of $1 million. The school's football association also is being supported, administration 100,000, 101.2 million for their programs, bringing the total of 101.3 million. The Women's Football Association is supported 100,000 for admin, and all their programs are fully funded at the level of the GFF admin. The Coaches Association also support 100,000 for admin, and their programs are fully funded by GFF administration. Referees are supported 100,000 for admin, and all their programs are funded 100% by GFF, and sometimes separate support from FIFA, but all come through the GFF. The Players Association also 100,000 for admin, and the programs are supported by GFF. The grassroots and youth football development. In the implementation of our Catch Them Young grassroots and youth football development has always been at the center of our administration over the years. The grassroots and football unit, the grassroots and youth football unit under the technical department is headed by one of the most qualified personnel in the country. Clear and precise programs are developed and implemented in collaboration with FIFA, CAF, and the School Football Association. This is managed by no other than Mr. Alaji Nyasi, who is the manager of this unit and works directly under the technical director. The school football, to introduce school football throughout the country. The achievement through the signing and implementation of the MOU with the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. We have launched the school football program throughout the country in partnership with the School Football Association. The tournament is nationwide and is sponsored by the Federation. We have also piloted regional lower basic school football competition in all the regions and football jamboree held in LRA. We culminated into a national championship held at the NTC. 440 students in the under 15 and under 12 boys and girls categories were brought together by ensuring financial and technical support to the School Football Association. The maiden edition of the CAF Pan-African Union under 15 school football tournament is ongoing this year. Bringing together schools from across the country under grassroots football development initiative is the FIFA Talent Development Scheme. I have to interject here. We completed a 2.5 years program in partnership with the German Olympic Committee. This was initiated by the Gambia National Olympic Committee through the Olympic Solidarity, which fielded in, you all know, Monica Starr. She came initially for 6 months, and when she went, the 6 months stay was very successful, and our research work extension for 2 years was allowed, and she has been a household name in this country in terms of her participation in women's football development in particular, and the youth and grassroots football in general. She trekked the length and breadth of this country. Her project really has impacted on a lot on the increase in number of the player pool, especially on the side of the girls. The more inclusive Supernavetan. To expand the Supernavetan to include more zones. The Supernavetan competition has also been expanded through a step-by-step basis with the Central and Upper River regions being included in the subsequent edition. This will also ensure total decentralization of the competition that's used as a framework for new talents to launch their career path in football. However, this Supernavetan could not happen in the last 2 years due to the COVID pandemic in the first year and the lack of infrastructure, that the playing fields in the second year. It's part of the challenges. Capacity building and technical development. The CAM project, you see, for coaches, administrators, referees, and medics. In order to reduce the gap between number of players and trained personnel in football, we also continue to build the capacity of the various stakeholders in football across the country through our program called the Training of Coaches, Administrators, Referees, and Medics. In 2018, we made a promise to train the following number of coaches across the country: 400 in 2019, 500 in 2020, 600 in 2021, and 700 in 2022. Coaches education. The following trainings were conducted and participants duly satisfied. Category: coaches, course, local instructors, number of trainees 47. Fitness trainer, 1st and 2nd division, number of trainers, 50 were trained. Goalkeeper trainers, 75 were trained. Team trainers, 25 were trained. Head coaches, 25. FIFA Olympic Center academic coaches and teachers, 25. Youth coaches, 25. Coach educators, 25. GFFD license, 449. GFFC license, 90. And GFFB license, 36. Administrators and administrators education. We made commitment to train administrators for clubs and associations. During the period, we organized a FIFA CAF coach educator training where 3 local educators were trained. This area has been one of the weaknesses, and we are committed to training more administrators to be given on the money. Referees education. We promised to train the following number of referees for 2019 to 2022 by ensuring we upgrade their capacity throughout the country. In 200 in 2019, 250 in 2020, 300 in 2021, and 350 in 2022. The following referees were since trained. In 2019, 219 as opposed to 200. 157 in 2020, 345 in 2021, 75 in 2022. Also in 2019, there was referees assessors course, of which 25 retired referees were trained as referee assessors. This is the first of its kind. Achievements. In 2019, female basic referees 30 were trained. This was part of the famous project run by Monica. Within the KM Banjul basic referees 29 were trained. WCR basic 35, LRR basic and intermediate referees 22, CRR basic and intermediate 29, MA elite referees is conducted by FIFA 35, MA referee assessor 24. In 2020, MA elite referees online 35, MA assessor online 22, VAR young talent online 2. In 2021, MA elite referees 30 were trained, MA referee assessor 22, KM intermediate 30, CRR basic 29, NBR in 2022, NBR basic 29, male and female and young talents. Medics education. We also committed to train the following number of club medics for our league clubs. 80 in 2019, 100 in 2020, 150 in 2021, and 200 in 2022. Achievement: 35 medics of 1st and 2nd division were trained on basic first aid and other sports medical procedures. These are quite like administrators. These are other actually that we need to improve in terms of the output. Staff development. To ensure efficiency and productivity, a new organogram has been developed and approved by the executive. Among the highlights of the new organogram is the establishment of a communications and marketing department, now headed by a director, and the appointment of a competition director to ensure better service delivery and efficiency at the competition department. A famous Scorpion striker, Modu Jan, was recruited as a competition manager. Dr. Demba Keda, who holds a doctorate degree in peace and conflict transformation, has been recruited as HR admin manager in 2019. Our compliance manager, Mr. Baba Sedikan, is a holder of BSc in accountancy and the diploma in Arabic language, while the women's football coordinator, Veronique Malak, has a BA in public administration and she's a former national team captain. The capacity building is one of the most important components of football development, and thus it requires continuous training. In line with the executive committee's plans to increase the number of trained football administrators, we continue to train staff both home and abroad. The communication director, Mr. Babakar Kamara, earned a master's degree in sports management from prestigious Seoul National University of South Korea. Mr. Kamara was supported by Football House during the 2-year period. The communications manager, as well as the grassroots and youth football manager, are currently pursuing postgraduate diplomas in management and policy analysis studies at the MDI. The finance manager and the senior women's football coordinator have been sponsored to do a degree program in accountancy and human resources management, respectively, at the UTE. Football infrastructure development. Infrastructure is one of the key factors impeding rapid development of the game in the country. This is one area where the Kaba-led administration have its biggest challenges during the last 4 years. The executive committee itself to use some of the FIFA support to gradually improve the existing pitches and use for the national leagues. These are the ones Banjo, Birikama, Serekunda, Ismanja, Serekunda, and construct new sites in Gunjur, Busumbar, and the NTC, and improve the Bakau Mini Stadium as I have alluded to before, and also to construct the swimming pool at the football hotel, which is near completion. Refurbishment of 5 fields, Banjul, Birikama, Serekunda, Serekunda, West, and Manja. The promise was to refurbish the mini stadiums to conform with CAF standards and to host national and club championship matches by upgrading the dressing rooms changing the perimeter fences, redoing the playing fields, that's the beaches, the Banjo and Brikama new access blocks, Serekunda East, Serekunda West Manjai, Natural Trans. Achieve. Banjo and Serekunda is to be handed over, Brikama, Banjo, Brikama and Serekunda is to be handed over to the ground owners on the new joint management framework by 31st of this month, inshallah. Manjai and Serekunda West are yet to be completed. The process of restarting the work are advanced. The construction of 4 new mini stadiums, Gunju, Busumbara, Bakau, and Indus. Promise was to construct new mini stadia in phases that conform to CAF standards to host national leagues and club championship matches. Requirements starting with the playing pitch, perimeter fence, then dressing room, etc. All these fields are natural fence. The achievement. Bakau and Gunju work in progress, but delayed due to issues with contractors and delayed access to the funds. The NTC work has since stalled, and the process of reviving is also advanced. Construction of regional fields in Puntaya, Kuinala, Bansang, Basse, now Nyakoi, and Block. Basse has changed since changed to Nyakoi. The promise to construct 5 new regional stadia in phases that conforms with CAF standards to host national and league matches, starting with the playing pitch, perimeter fence, dressing room, etc. All these fields will be natural funds. The achievement. Sites identified for construction yet to start due to lack of access to funds from the FIFA. The summer pavilion and the football hotel swimming pool. To complete, the promise was to complete the summer pavilion and construct a swimming pool at the football hotel. Achievement, swimming pool ongoing, it is almost nearing completion, and the summer pavilion not completed due to lack of accessing the funds yet. Yeah. That's the problem. There's a table here that we want to share with you. The bottom one here. This is the statement of FIFA Forward Development Support, the DFF 2016 to 2022. In 2016-2018, FIFA Forward Yes, the writings are very small, but the finance man was in the proof. 2016 to 2018, the Forward 1.0. The total amount was 2.250. The 2019-2020 Forward 2.0, total amount was 2 million. That's the allocation. These are for the projects. In terms of the expenditure, if you look at the capacity building, the current project, we spent $188,000, if I can read well, $162. Support to leagues and clubs, $248,750. The vehicles, these are 2 buses and vehicles for the secretarial staff. That was $420,000. Women and national teams, the Gambia women's national team, Gambia versus Sierra Leone, $262,581. The investment into the football hotel, $350,000. Football infrastructure, $1.902,825. Support for AFCON, our participation in AFCON, because we had some deficit, we had to raise some funds from the project month, that's $248,000. The total approved by FIFA was 3.620.718. And then if you look at the total amount that was available was 4.250. Balance on the FIFA development project not allocated yet is 629,282. The balance on the SOA, these are the approved projects. SOA 1.486, that's 47,250 or 150, I'm not sure. The balance on another SOA, this is another project, but the money hasn't been received, is 167,875. 367. Balance on another SOA, this is another project that's approved, that's 308. So we have a balance of 1.353,482, I think. that's the balance of money that still GFF still has in the basket at FIFA for the 1 and 2. Out of the 2.250 million that was approved, the 4.2 what was approved for the 2 cycles. So we still have this amount of money that is yet to access so that we can continue doing the project. So what is approved and what has been received, these are the 2 numbers. But then you will have this hard copy, so to satisfy yourself more or less. In terms of financial management, we ensure that the GFF practice prudent financial management and full compliance with FIFA 4 2.0 during the last 4 years. The GFF audited twice each year, one by FIFA appointed external auditors for the central review of all FIFA funds. And these are auditors that could come from anywhere in this world. I remember the one before the last, there was a lady from the UK, another lady from Poland. They met here to do the books. The most recent one was about barely 2 months ago, and that team came from Dakar. Even had Ross from the Electric Congress of KM Region FA at the BCC, at the KMC Hall to go and have an exit meeting with auditors, but that was the day they are closing. And the second audit is the GFF statutory external auditors appointed by members of the General Assembly, whom all funds, who audits all the funds. This includes both FIFA and non-FIFA funds. And this is a requirement that must be submitted to FIFA before release a dime. And I'm happy to report that the deadline was 30th of June, this last 30th of June. If that report, the auditor report did not reach FIFA by midnight, the 500,000 subpension that's supposed to come in this July would not come. We worked very hard. The auditors are professionals, they did their work. The report was available in time, it was sent. And I don't know how ethical it would be, I can proudly announce that the funds have since landed in the accounts just a few hours ago. So if there are issues with the audit reports were sent on the 30th of June. And by the close of the business yesterday, the funds are in our accounts. So I think really, we thank God and we can clap ourselves and go to the moon and dance, because we achieved that many people are struggling to achieve in bigger football countries. The FIFA appointed auditors scope of work includes the full review of the FIFA forward funds, results of agreed upon procedures. These are other terms that I don't want to go with. These are accounting and financial terms. Our last 4 years, the external auditors have reported that GFF always demonstrates sound financial management and documentation controls and procedures. And this has already been shared between the agents and displayed on the screen and is discussed. The activities of the Secretariat appear to be run by competent leadership. The activities of the Secretariat appear to be run by a competent leadership team under the first Vice President and the Head of Finance, both qualified accountants. This is not my word. These are the words that are extracted from the FIFA Auditors report. Let me repeat. They said, the activities of the Secretariat, the GFF always demonstrates sound financial management, stroke documentation, controls, and procedures. The activities of the Secretariat appear to be run by a competent leadership team under the first Vice President and the Head of Finance, both qualified accountants in addition to the General Secretary. The GFF Congress appointed statutory auditors. In all 4 years under review, our auditors do report to Congress that the GFF financial statement gives a true and fair view of its financial position of the Federation, of the financial position of the Federation. All other reports are laid at GFF annual general meetings for the consideration and approval of members before submission to FIFA and CAF, National Sports Council, and other relevant stakeholders. For the last 4 years, the national assets of GFF increased from 67.924 million to 83.828 million, representing an increase in the value of the Federation by 23.41%. In 2018, the asset value was 67.924469. In 2019, it was 71 million. Sorry, let me start again. 2018, it was 67,924,469. In 2019, it's increased to 71,768,268. In 2020, it increased again to 80,519,750. And in 2021, it increased to 83,828,567. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, it is time, in as much as we admit and appreciate the challenges and constraints on some of the difficulties that we went through in the last 4 years, we'll continue to blame COVID because it's still around, and we are worried with recent reports coming from WHO. We are scared. COVID has impacted a lot in every aspect of life in this world, And then we are now also talking of some of the concerns raised by the war in Eastern Europe and Russia, and many other factors. But we can show you, and you'll be your judge. You are the stakeholders. You manage this for some mandate for 4 years. And I'm very happy and proud to report, to present this report to you, as I read to you, for your consumption and for your judgment. And based on that, I want to thank you all for your kind attention, and I apologize for the long reading. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much for that long marathon deliberation. Although very long, but of course it worth it, as we live in a country whereby if you don't blow your own trumpet, nobody will blow it for you. So it was a worldwide deliberation. BJL 8655S. I'm not quite blocker. Driver discipline. Please. BJL 8655. Please. Yes, and as of now, I'll have the honor of reading a brief profile of members of Team Kaba, starting with the president. Lamin Kaba Bajo. Kaba played football in school and helped form, mentored and managed many grassroots football teams in Dukam. Current president of BK Milan Football Club of Bakau, holds a master's degree in diplomatic studies from the University of Leicester, United Kingdom. A retired army captain, he served many diplomatic and cabinet portfolios, including the Minister of Youth and Sports, 1997 to 1998. He's a member of FIFA Players Tribunal and CAF Chan Organizing Committee. Mr. Kaba, can you please rise? And a round of applause for the President Kaba. Thank you very much. Next is the first Vice President, Bakari Jamna. Bakari has been involved in club management since 1988 and is currently Vice President of Real de Banjul. He was a member of CAF Audit and 8 category AFCON organizing committees, served in many GFA, GFF subcommittees, ex-managing director of Eltin Oil, head of investment department Social Security, head of accounts and administration MRC, and ex-interim mayor of Kanifing municipality. Currently a board member of various state-owned enterprises, Bakari holds a master's degree in business administration MBA from the University of Lincolnshire and Humberside, UK, in addition to many professional accounting qualifications. Mr. Gambia, can you please rise? Thank you very much. Second Vice President Ibu Fai. Ibu played football at school, National League and semi-professional in Norway. He coached GPA to promotion from 3rd Division to 2nd Division. He also coached in the 1st Division and has worked as a sports journalist. Ibu is currently team manager and secretary general of Banjul United, a CAF general coordinator and the general manager of the Independence Stadium and Friendship Hotel. He graduated from the South Bank University in England with a master's degree in development studies. Third Vice President Numukunda Kanyi. Numukunda Kanyi is an established businessman and the CEO of Magis Lodge in Bansan. He is also a board member of both the Bansan Hospital and Bansan Senior School. He obtains a diploma in accountancy from the GTTI. A former footballer at school and regional level in the CRR, Mba, as he is fondly called, was an ex-station manager for Eltin Oil. He's been involved in football management since 2007. And under his presidency at the CRRFA, that is the CRR Regional Football Association, a team from that part of the country qualified for a place in the National League in Medical FC for the very first time ever. Fourth Vice President, Senabu Cham. Miss Senabu Cham is an embodiment of women football. Senabu is the CEO, President of City Girls FC. She is an alumnus of the FIFA Female Leadership Development. She did her UEFA FIFA Women in Football Leadership course in Amsterdam, Netherlands. She played football with City Girls and became the assistant manager of iTech Optics before returning to the former as the assistant coach in 2008 and the team manager in 2015. Senabu Cham, fondly called Jane. Executive Committee Member, Mr. Ismaila SCC is currently the President of both School Football Association and Secondary School Sports Association as well. as the principal of Bansan Senior Secondary School. He holds a master's degree in education policy and management. Mr. Cisse is a renowned educationist and has spent the entirety of his professional career in the field and is a great enthusiast of grassroots and school football. He is also the president of the Gambia Teachers Union, member of the Gambia Teachers Cooperative Credit Union Board, and a member of the Advisory Council of Education Committee, the highest decision-making body on education. He's excused, huh? So she says excused. Next, John Frank Mendy is a retired FIFA referee between 2003 and 2008, where he officiated numerous FIFA World Cup, Olympics, and CAF football competitions and won the SGAG Best Referees Award in 2007. He started his career in 1994 before hanging up his whistle in 2014. That same year, he was appointed into the GFF Referees Committee and spent 4 years as a FIFA referees instructor up until recently when he took up the position of an instructor. John Mendy, please. Yes, and further on the profile of John, he has been the president of the Gambia Football Referees Association and member of Referees Committee. John is also a CAF referee assessor. Another executive committee member is Maimuna Kante. Maimuna has 18 years practical experience in women's football administration. She was the first elected into a management position in 2002 as treasurer of the Brikama Youth and Sports Committee. She is also the female representative of the West Coast Regional Football Association and has the Olympic Solidarity Certificate in Sports Administration in 2007. Maimuna, rise up, please. Next is Aret Njai Ja, fondly called Auntie Aret. Her passion for football knows no bounds. Until recently, one of the few parents who would support their children's choice of football over anything. Aret played football at school and is currently a FIFA and CAF match commissioner. She has over 3 decades experience in hospitality industry where she served in various managerial positions. Auntie Aret, please rise up. The next is the co-opted executive committee members. Colonel Musa M. Jammeh, a former national team player. Musa holds a bachelor's degree in accountancy, magna cum laude, from the UTG and is currently the director of finance and at the Gambia Armed Forces. He's a product of school football and an ex-captain of Saraba, Walidan and Gar football clubs, and a league winner in the latter 2. Among several military accolades, he also served in the Gamkoi 1 mission in Darfur, Sudan. Colonel Jammeh was a board member of the Gaf FC and he is the founder and president of Falcons FC. He spearheaded that is Falcons rise from the Serekunda East Nawetan to the Domestic Force Division. The senior military officer is a trained FIFA, CAF, safety, security officer. Mr. Jammeh, please rise.
John is the fourth Gambian that is to be appointed. It is important. It's the first Gambian to be appointed FIFA CAF assessor, referee assessor. That's important.
Right. Next is Mamudu Musa Njai. He's in football in the whole of his life. He's one of the youngest in the committee, but also one of the longest serving members in football administration in the first division teams. Been in Hawks FC administration since 2001 and became vice president in 2019. He managed staff Gambia tours between 2015 and 2018 and is currently the sole proprietor of HMM Training Enterprise. Mamadou Musa's passion for football stems from his father, who immensely contributed to Gambian football and sports in general. Mamadou Musa, rise up, please. He's no other than Mr. Hawks. Lucky enough to sign the contract of Ato Gomez back in 2001 when he was signing for Manchester United. That was a long time ago. And another captain member is Ramun Dawd. Born and brought up in Bara in the North Bank region, Ramu played football in school and later spent 9 years as a player for Lower Nyomi after hanging up her boots. She moved into management and since 2014, she's been the chairperson of the NBRFA Women's Football Committee. She worked in the advancement of women and youth sectors and served as the president of the National Coordination of Working Children and Youth of the Gambia for 5 years. Ramu is currently the first Vice President of Women's Football Association. Rise up, Ramu, please. Thank you very much. Last but no way the list is Chumban Fai. Chumban is no stranger in Gambian football. From the local Nawetan to league football and the national team matters, her presence in our national game is felt everywhere. Currently an executive member of the KMRFA, that is the KM Regional Football Association, Chumban started her career in sports management at the Serekunda Esports Committee as a captain member. She's also a member of the GFF protocol team. Can you please rise up, Chumban? In short, that is a brief profile of the team members of Kaba. And as of now, we'll have a short interlude of music to be performed by Dave Lau. He sang that famous Scorpion song, released, and just some couple of days later, we achieved that monumental qualification for our maiden CAF championship. Dave, can you please come in front and entertain us, huh? Nane Nasaf.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum. Wow, didn't do like they said. Today once again, then contact Mr. Kaba. He dafa nice. Gis lo xamne dafa taxaw ngay jongante pour yëm ko ci benen level. So, xam nga li moy la won rek fatewul ci rew. Ba pare fatewul nga generation bu ñew pour su ñewé ñu am ci leneen li ñoo japp. Di wa Mr. Kaba gatché ngalama ak sa team bi. Mr. DJ. Yeah.